All right, we're back in O.O.T.P for episode 7. We put Joe Ryan, Zach Gallen, thank goodness Felix Bautista, and Yasmani Grandal all on the trade block. We're 10 games under 500 right now, 2 weeks out from the trade deadline. We're 42 and 52. So let's keep simming and get to the trade deadline so we can make these deals and keep moving on into the future of the Minnesota Twins because things have been bleak for pretty much the entirety of the save up until this point. We are looking to get the good times rolling sooner rather than later. And by that, I mean realistically, like 2 seasons from now. Let's be real. I don't even think we're going to be that good next year. Well, I mean, I don't know. Our rotation's been better than expected. Um, if we get something good back for Joe Ryan, if we can fill that ace slot again, we've got a respectable offense, and the bullpen is really only hindered by Felix Bautista. If Felix Bautista was actually an elite closer, we'd probably be close to 500. We're also a pretty rough defensive team. But yeah, if our bullpen was better, we would be a much better team. So I actually don't know about that. We might be good next year. We're still in the AL Central, although the Tigers are a wrecking ball right now. Colt Keith, 353 with 25 home runs and 67 RBI. We already knew Colt Keith was good, but man, he's having a phenomenal year. Riley Green looks like a slightly better player than Colt Keith, actually, from the eye test with a 2.8 WAR. All right, so we're going to claim AJ Minter on waivers mainly to trade him almost immediately, probably, but I'm still going to do it. Yennier Cano is here. He's got good stats, too. 4-pitch mix. Also would be decently tradable. I just don't know about clearing room for him. But yeah, we're going to claim AJ Minter. I feel like we could probably get something for him in a trade if the claim goes through. And you know what? We might as well claim Cano, too. I think you can trade players right after you claim them, at least in this game. That might be illegal in real Major League Baseball. But there are always some decent players on the waiver wire leading up to the trade deadline, of course. Sean Reed Foley. Mm, yeah, he walks too many in real life. He walks too many in the simulation. I'm good. But Weisig is here. It says, oh God, he's wrecked. Okay, never mind. Kevin Kelly's got good control, but yeah, he's horrible. Cannot stop getting hit around. So that's a no-go. Batters. Brian Rocchio? No. And we get both Minter and Cano. And we do just have a free spot on the 40-man. Got to decide who to send down. I think this would be a decent time to shop Zach Gallen. I mean, like, he's just so inevitably going to be gone. He's having a terrible year. 6.25 ERA. 66 ERA plus. 3.42 BABIP is not great, but I mean, I'm not going to sit here and try to find some redeeming numbers. It's his second straight bad year. We were always taking a chance on Zach Gallen, him getting back to form. That didn't happen. So we'll try to retain all 100%. I don't really care. I'll eat the money. It's a 1-year contract. Okay, we do get offers, including prospects, including minor league players, so we can clear that roster spot. Angel Martinez, this guy is not a bad player by any stretch of the imagination. The 80 avoid case, 45 power, 45 eye, 55 gap power. You don't like seeing the yellow, on his basic batting ratings, on the power or on the eye. But when both of them were 45 and you combine it with an 80 avoid case, I'd argue that's not that bad, especially intelligent on and off the field and great defensive ratings, plays all over the diamond. I don't mind Angel Martinez. I might put him on the short list. And they have O'Neal Cruz, but that's a weird contract. And he's also kind of a weird player in terms of the hit tool, hit ability. Khalil Watson doesn't quite have the hitting ability. Jorge Polanco's old and on a big contract. So other than Martinez, they're kind of trying to dump some bad players on us, but I like Martinez. So yeah, I'm going to try to get Angel Martinez, and I'll take a chance on Khalil Watson. I'm not big on Khalil Watson, but I think there's a decent chance that another GM might be. They don't want to put them both in. Let's see if there's a AAA pitcher that we like that we can throw in here. I just want somebody to add to the pitching depth. They're giving Packing on $2 million. Don't want him. Parker Messick is probably a guy they like. Gavin Williams is down here. Kind of having a rough go of it. Kyron Paris is like low-key a useful player and isn't having a bad year, which is why they threw him in because he's not bad. I'm tired of trying to make this deal work with players that aren't as with players that are better than Khalil Watson when I don't really want Khalil Watson. I'm not about to trade a bunch of players who are better than him for him. The trade for Angel Martinez goes through straight up. And I don't really like trading Zach Allen for just one guy. But let's see how much of the money we can take off. We can take off all the money and they'll do it. So I really failed to see the downside to this trade. I tried to add a bunch of guys into this deal and they just weren't having it. It doesn't really seem like there's any kind of pitcher that I can add in here, with any kind of minor league repertoire who's any good that they'll actually, accept. We haven't tried Michael Kennedy. I doubt it's going to work, and he also really not that great. I have to do a whole lot better than that. No, I'm not. We're just going to do Zach Allen for Martinez straight up. Okay. And so that opens a spot for Minter on the roster. Martinez can go on the 40-man and go to AAA. Kumar Rocker moves into the rotation. And let's see if Emmett Sheehan's good. I don't really want to. He's also valuable because of the amount of innings that he eats. I guess, yeah, Danny Colombe is having a good year. He's on a 1-year deal. We just brought in Minter. Colombe's older. I guess we could trade Colombe. The Danny Colombe fan club out there. I know you guys are going to be horribly torn up about that. He is a very important part of our bullpen, a lefty reliever. But good news for you all. There's not really anything out there. Well, you know what? We can retain 100 and see what happens. Maybe there'll be a prospect like that. And get Jose Miranda back from the Red Sox. It's the only guy under 30 that I see in the whole league. Starting to get Christmas commercials now and still out here playing a baseball simulator. If you're watching this, you're a real one. Don't forget that. Never forget that. If you're watching this shit, you're a real one. No question. Josh Palacios, no, if he had good attributes. All these guys are going to have to go on the 40-man. None of these guys are even minor league eligible, and I would just feel terrible waiving and DFAing Danny Colombe. So, let's check if I put him on the trade block. All right, so I guess I couldn't find a decent offer for Danny Colombe, so I guess we have to try to trade Jason Adam. That was definitely a bigger deal. So I wanted to put that off until closer to the deadline. But if we have to clear a roster spot, we might as well. All right, and this is a lot more serious. So, I think I'm gonna add something else in and shop again and see if we get something better. Because I'm not quite liking. Oh, you know what? We can just retain 100 there. That'll get us something better. Here, you know what? Let's do Neville. And let's do View. Mainly because I like View as a player. And let's just try to get one reliever. And this, my friends, is a case of highway robbery. Right here. Wait, let's see if we can take Adam's money out. Oh, this is a robbery. The Reds don't know the value of their own pitching prospects. This guy is tremendous. 5-pitch mix plus fastball, 70 grade slider, 75 potential curveball, 55 changeup, 50 cutter. This guy could be a supreme starter. Just the 45 control, the absolutely only thing that keeps him back from being elite. Jarwin Watts Brown, and then Winston Santos. Great control, great velocity, great fastball, great slider. They both struggled for ERA and AAA, but they're not going to be major league pitchers right now. None of these guys are going to be on the major league roster right now. Kien Vu, prospect I've had an eye on for a minute. Left fielder, good right fielder, great base stealing, which I like. Power potential, eye potential, good outfield range. He's going to get on base, whether in the major leagues or the minor leagues. And Mason Neville, projectable corner outfield guy. So we get 4 prospects for Jason Adam and Andrew Morris, who's got good control and good velocity, but the actual pitch mix itself, the actual 5 pitches themselves are all subpar. So in my opinion, we're winning this trade and we're going to make this deal with the Reds. I think the Reds need a better scout. I don't think they know their own players that well. As Winston Santos is a AAA. Jaron Watts Brown apparently has to be on the 40 man. Keanu Vu is in AAA. And Mason Neville is in AA, which I think is where he belongs. I think he'd really kill it in high A. You know what? I think he belongs in high A. And let's do this. I don't want his defense is already excellent. We got to develop his hitting, man. His hitting needs to get better. Let us go. John Watson Brown going to the 40 man and then into AAA. That's a great addition, I think. And Elastiani Curnow is added to the bullpen, although he may not be here for terribly long. I'd expect both him and Minter to be shown the door in short order. And Jim Pohlad has announced they've set the team focus from neutral to rebuilding. It is about time. Please do not fire me. Like, took you long enough. That is a bit of a goofy trade. Try again, Rangers. Just a 1-for-1 for Joe Ryan. That's interesting. And we've got 4 days to the deadline. That's also a bit of a ridiculous trade. Both really stupid trades, to be honest with you. 9-8 win. Jock Peterson tears his quad. You know what? He's 35. He's still kind of good. Yeah, let's just re-sign him. Because, like, we were going to trade him at the deadline, but he'll extend for a pay cut. We've already got plenty of trades to make. And you can't trade injured players. So instead of getting screwed over by Jock Peterson getting injured, we're just going to sign him to a 1-year, $8 million extension. Nice. 0-13. Jared Jones. Send him back down. Not even because he needs to develop. Like, he's got the tools. It's just that, like, he's playing in Coors Field and he's got a 6 ERA. Send him back down. Get some help. How bad are the Rockies? 0-13. They're 42-60. So, like, it's still really impressive. He's supposed to be the ace, too, and he's 0-13 with a 5.51. Watch us give him his first win. Watch us be his first win. The Pirates at 39-63. That's pretty rough. The White Sox at 37-64. The Astros at 37-64. Wow, let's look at the Astros. As a Yankees fan, like, really, my heart truly breaks. I hate seeing this. Hunter Brown, Framber Valdez, Ian say, oh man, Zach Eflin with a 7.77 ERA. So this is why we didn't keep this is why we didn't keep Andrew Morris, because control only does so much. If you don't have the individual pitches, it's not going to matter. So let's see if we can beat Jared Jones here and not give the 0-13 pitcher his first win. Wait, we need to promote somebody, and we also had 2 trade offers from the Red Sox out on here. I'm not trading you Eduardo Tate. That's not happening. Well, how's he doing? Up. He completely busted. That sucks. Let's send him up to, I think he needs to... But yeah, and unfortunately, it looks like Eduardo Tate turned into a bust. Maybe he can develop into a borderline Major League bat. Maybe he catches fire. We moved him up to AA. Maybe that'll help. But people want to trade for him, so he could definitely be a throw-in in a trade if he's going to be a bust. But we have plenty of other prospects. Not a huge tragedy. Grayson Bowles is not somebody I want, though. Jose Salas. I feel like there are people who think that prospect is good. Mario Garcia, no. For Danny Colombian, no, I'm not doing that. So we just keep rejecting bad trades from teams. Travis Smith, not a bad starter. And Urquis Rivero. I feel like if we sit on this for a minute, it'll give us something better. I don't hate Travis Smith as a return for Joe Ryan. Malachi Knight, nuh-uh. Luis Luna, nuh-uh. So we're going to reject that. But we're getting trade offers for Joe Ryan and for Danny Colomb. We needed to call up an outfielder. Let's call up Alejandro Osuna. He played in the show for Texas. But we'll give him a shot. He's not even getting starting time in the minors, and I think that's wrong. So let's see if he can get some Decent playing time here for us. And we do beat the 0-13 pitcher, thank goodness. 4-1. Jones, 7 innings, 3 earned, 10 Ks. It doesn't matter. He's 0-14. Cruel, cruel world. So you wanted to be a baseball player. So you wanted to be a major league ace. This guy is not bad. They're getting a little clever with that. That's like a little clever of a trade offer. Like, no. Jose Romero and Alorki Ortiz. They've already tried this one. And I'm going to reject it again. And then after tomorrow, yeah, now we kind of have no choice. Okay, so we get a bunch of trade offers. But we kind of have no choice. It's not a bad player at all from Tigers, Tommy Lepore. But it's just 1-for-1 with Joe Ryan. They don't want anything else. But I will keep that in the back of my head. Another talented pitcher. Oh, this is just for Danny Colomb and Charlie Soto. If we can remove Charlie Soto from that deal, we can make that deal. I would not mind that at all. Alex Burr is trying to get me to trade a catcher because Eduardo Tate busted. I'm not going to do that. Let's talk about this one. I want Soto out of it. That's a little ridiculous. I guess I could get rid of David Festa, but you'd have to give me a lot more. And I'd rather just shop Colombe and Festa together if I'm going to do that. Which honestly sounds kind of sick. I think we'd get some cool shit for that. And we've got a very nice potential package here from the Rangers for Danny Colombe and David Festa. So let's try to get pretty much all these guys. Let's try to get both Curtis. Okay, they're all on Round Rock. Curtis, Corneal, DeJesus. Oh shit, they have Jesus Made as well. Jesus Made and RJ Austin. All right, so we got the final deal here with the Texas Rangers. Danny Colombe and David Festa, who it's unfortunate to let go. He's a really nice depth pitcher. Done well in AAA this year. Arguably could have helped the bullpen. I mean, like if he was in the bullpen instead of Felix Bautista the whole year, we'd probably be around a 500 ball club. Maybe not, but we'd be better. We'd be a better team. But we had to let him go to get this big prospect. That's all we got here. Colton Curtis, nice 4-pitch pitcher, potential future starter. Struggles to put the ball over the plate, but great stuff. Corneal has some holes in his game, but good pitch mix, good fastball, good curveball, good starter, and gets up to 95. Fly ball pitcher. Alex DeJesus, really good third baseman, good fielding, good speed, potential really plus hit tool. Probably the best player in the draft than RJ Austin. Good utility player. Potential to have a major league bat, but can run the heck out of the bases. Colton Curtis, pretty ridiculously, is on the 40-man roster, but he's gonna go to Double-A Wichita. He hasn't pitched in Double-A yet. I think he belongs there. I think Alex DeJesus also belongs in, honestly, probably Double-A. But you know what? We'll move him to AAA. And I'm going to shuffle the AAA roster a little bit. I think there's some guys that probably need to move down to AA and AAA. AAA roster's gotten a little big. Let's move Kalai Rosario down. Hopefully he can pop off in AA and get his development restarted back up. Let's put even more energy into hitting. Alan Roden can go to AA. I feel like he'll be an absolutely insane AA player. Nayer Camargo, I'm just going to cut. JC Escarra, Jonaheim, Brock Wilkin. And Brock Wilkin can play, huh? And Michael Hellman is going to go to AA as well because he's just a utility guy. Let's see if it starts DeJesus. It does. Nice. And I just realized we're missing a pitching spot on the 40. Sorry, on the 26-man roster, but not on the 40. So one of these minor league guys can come up. Let's put a couple guys on the IL, clear 2 spots off the 40-man. And now the moment of truth has come. The moment we've all waited for. Dude, get the hell off of my team. After all of the anguish and suffering you have put the people of Minnesota through, we can only retain 50. Why? Bro, we gotta retain 100 on this dude. Are you kidding me? We can't just retain. Yeah, nobody's gonna want his ass. He's terrible. We gotta retain 100 on him. What do you mean? We can't just retain 50 on Bautista. We only have 6 more player shops today, so we're gonna have to get to Joe Ryan next. Alright. Like Parker Meadows. He's having a good year. This is a steal. I mean, we're gonna have to pay him in arbitration. Brock Burke isn't even a bad pitcher. It's like a really solid overall pitcher. But Parker Meadows is like a solid center fielder. Like, I don't really know how well he fits the park, but he's not a bad outfielder to get for a literally horrible pitcher. So let's do it. I am fine with that. Let's just move. Ozuna didn't get in at bat. He never played. That's a shame. But Parker Meadows is going to come on and be another backup outfielder, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully, he's a lefty too, man. Hey, listen, like, he's a lefty too. That's pretty incredible. That is honestly a pretty incredible find. To get rid of Felix Bautista so easily. And now Joe Ryan, the last piece, really. I think of that old Twins team. All 11.1 million owed them on the way out, and we get about 1 trillion offers. So let's take a look through them. Fredo Antunes is a really nice player. It's another guy from the Guardians, but I don't want to trade into our own division. Here we go. Here's the team. Here's the trade partner, especially Bohm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Jose Lopez too. Yeah. Mets probably. So we're gonna trade with the Mets. The Mets have a really nice offer for us. Williams, Suero, and Baumeister is what I'm gonna try to get done. All right, so we got Joe Ryan for Jet Williams, Christopher Suero, and Jackson Baumeister. Jet Williams had an eye on for a while. His attributes have declined, unfortunately, in the last year, but he's considered a born leader with superior intelligence. His teammates have a great respect for him. Great speed, 2.5 stars, excellent defensive attributes, and again, great hit potential with an eye that's already developed. Also a short king, 5'6". We almost traded for him last year. Christopher Suero could become a starting catcher, to be honest, for us. He's a very good catcher. Reminds me that we still need to trade Yasmani Grandal. And then Jackson Baumeister, probably the best player in the trade. 6'4", 230, 64 to 96 in the fastball with a 75 grade curveball potential on a minor league contract still at 25 years old. All 4 are now former ace Joe Ryan. So let's see if we can work in a pitcher, an affordable pitcher here out of the Mets. Maybe Griffin Canning could come back the other way. I am more inclined to ask for Reed Garrett. I think he helps the bullpen a little more. I think he's a little more cost affordable. Let's try it. And I'll do it. All right. Let's get that done. I like that trade a lot. Kyron Paris has been pretty good. I cannot lie. Kyron Paris has been all right. You're not really expecting big things out of a backup infield. Their 740 OPS plus is not awful, with a good eye and clear ability to steal bases, and he's liked in the clubhouse. I really see no reason to get rid of him and replace him with Jet Williams. Luke Keeschel having a phenomenal year. 14 stolen bases. We need to cool him on the stealing. He clearly is not that well versed in stealing bases. He's getting caught too much. He's got 10 caught stealings. Austin Wells kind of had a rough year, but not a rough enough year for me to care. Let's, of course, modify Jet Williams' development and focus him much more so on contact. And we are going to move him to AAA. I'm just frustrated because I don't necessarily know if he's going to be starting down there, and I definitely want him to be. And he is starting. He's starting and leading off. You love to see it. Okay, great. So I'm considering him one of our top prospects for now. I think the Mets were dumb to let go of him. Hopefully, I'm proven right in that opinion. I'd say that Luis Heel, in this current state, is the guy who would slide into the rotation, but we do still have a deal to make. And that deal being for Yasmani Grandal. Patrick Sandoval still has 2 years, and I think I'll keep him. Ozzy Albies can go as well, but oh, Nick Mears, here we go. I think maybe if I mean Grandal's had great stats. Maybe we can get something for him, even at 38. But if not, we can throw Nick Mears in there with him. Although Nick Mears, honestly, he deserves an extension. Like, I'm not unwilling to re-sign someone like Nick Mears, who's been really, frankly, a glue guy in our bullpen. But it does look like we're going to need to add somebody to any deal for Grandal, unfortunately. So, like I said, here he goes, Nick Mears. Let's see if we get a prospect this time. No, sir. Wow. Okay. I mean, he's a good pitcher. 81 appearances over the last 2 years. 319, 254. Don't know what else you want in your bullpen. I guess Grandal is just not a wanted commodity around the league due to his age. There's a lot of teams that could use a catcher, especially a catcher that can hit. He's a catcher who can hit. Emer Candelario, Lourdes Gurriel, a lot of veterans. Mickey Moniak. Kind of good on Mickey Moniak. I'm kind of good on Mickey Moniak. And a lot of these guys are about as old as Grandal himself. Jared Young, no thank you. Oh, we traded Brian Baker away and trying to trade him back to us. He's honestly Brian Baker. Trading for Brian Baker back is really the only thing available here, and it just makes me not want to trade for anything at all. Thomas is spooky. It's only 2 pitches. That's why he has a 7 ERA. Ryan Brazier, he'd be good, but he's 39. Joe Jimenez is 32 and overpaid. Dennis Santana is 31. And okay, but he's average, and he's a free agent at the end of the year, just like Grandal is. So trading Grandal right now, unfortunately, seems kind of pointless. I'm very disappointed, to be honest with you. I kind of expected we'd be able to get more. So unfortunately, we're just clearly not going to be able to get a deal done for Yasmani Grandal. We still have Nick Mears and Ozzy Albies to shop as well, although I don't think Ozzy Albies is going to get any offers either, being in AAA. So, I mean, nobody wants Nick Mears. We'll do one last ask on Albies, and I doubt anyone's going to want him, but after that, it's going to be that'll unfortunately be it for the trade deadline. No more business can be done. I think we did some good stuff. We had a lot of guys to get rid of, and we got some decent players back. We ultimately couldn't get rid of Mears or Grandal, but everybody else found a new club, and we got back some decent minor leaguers like Jet Williams. Yeah, nobody wants Albies either, so that's gonna do it. I don't think there's anything else we can do. We can check for trade offers in our inbox, but there is nothing. We can put Mears on the block. I guess that's the most we can do. We can reassert that Grandal is on the block. Well, we already know he's on the block. He's listed. He's been listed, and nothing's happened. Emmett Sheehan moves into the rotation, by the way. So the rotation is Sandoval, Warren, Schlittler, Rocker, and Sheehan. Not terrible. And we do still have 12 hitters, so we just need to call up a reliever. And Dylan Ray has been fantastic in his brief time in AAA. You love to see it. And here's a pitcher pitching well who actually belongs in the show, Jose Leclerc. We'll call him up. We might have a more exciting pitching prospect, but Jose Leclerc is a guy who we know can actually get the job done in the show. I'd expect Zebby Matthews to be the next guy up to get a roster spot again. We still got Reed Garrett. We can, yeah, well, we can't really shop Yainier. I mean, we can put him on the block. It's kind of crazy putting a guy on the block that quick, but we can do it. Reed Garrett, might as well, same deal. I mean, I have a little more optimism for Reed Garrett, but I wouldn't mind seeing somebody fly in with an offer here. We've got to sell as much as we can, and we just ran out of time. We'll continue anyway and see if we get offers. I've seen offers come flying in. Here we go. Trade deadline is not yet passed, and We get about 1 billion offers. Nice. So, all right. So we got one trade that really appeals to me, and it's a pretty crazy boom or bust move. But the Mariners want Nick Mears and our center fielder prospect Chase Williams, who really can't handle the bat all too great. Recent draft pick for 2026 for 17-year-old Angel Dominguez, who is a crazy boomer bust with the bat. But man, if he hits, he's going to be a tremendous offensive player. He's already in high A, and he's actually doing pretty well in high A, even though he has pretty rough basic batting ratings. Maybe our scout is wrong. It's just high accuracy. I have no idea how with ratings this subpar 30, 25, 30. You're hitting 261 in high A. He's obviously got something to him. He's at a high A at 17 years old. So we could take over his development, see if we could do a little better. I like this trade. It's a really high potential prospect. I don't mind trading a reliever for a high potential prospect if it's the right guy. And hopefully Angel Martinez is in fact the right guy. Or Angel Dominguez, I'm sorry. Angel Dominguez, Angel Martinez. Don't we have a player named Angel? Angel Martinez. There's like 3 players named Angel Martinez, and yes, one of them plays for us, and we just traded for him like today. Literally. So we have Angel Dominguez and Angel Martinez now. Sweet. But Angel Dominguez is in high A. Yep, you are a colonel. You are a Cedar Rapids colonel. And that is officially going to be it for your Minnesota Twins trade deadline. As we now have yet another pitcher spot to fill up. Woodard, Vila, Riley Quick. I mean, Riley Quick can go to AAA. He's pretty good. But he's not ready yet. He'll replace... In AAA, he'll replace Zebby Matthews, who's going to come up back onto the Major League roster. And we are going to advance past the trade deadline. I think we have a much stronger minor league system. I think our minor league system is actually strong now, whereas it was weak when we started the game. So we've done that part of our job. You can see all the minor league records for our minor league teams. 54 and 45 in AAA, 62 and 33 in AA, 59 and 36 in High A, 64 and 29 in Single A. I mean, even that's impressive. Brady Reynolds is tearing up Single A. He should probably be in a High A or AA by now. I'll go through and do some minor league management here off screen. Cole Girardi, our first round draft pick, is already in Single A and tearing it up. So, yeah, that even the Single A team is doing great. I'm very happy with where this minor league system is at right now. And on that topic, Aiden Miller wins Texas League Batter of the Month, and Walker Jenkins wins Rookie of the Month for the entire American League at 326 with 4 home runs, 7 RBI, and 14 runs scored in the month. He's hitting 280 with 10 home runs and 39 RBIs, currently hitting leadoff for us, of course. Jock Peterson signs his 1-year, $8 million extension. He's still on the injured list, unfortunately. I do believe we swept Washington, and now we're playing Baltimore. Realistic. No, we took 2 of 3 against Colorado, 2 of 3 against Washington, and we lost the first game to Baltimore, just kind of a average pedestrian. And we take 2 of 3 against Baltimore. There win the last 2 games, 7-0 and 5-2. Now we've got, looks like, the Chicago White Sox for 4 games. Let me draw that series 2-2 on the south side, win the first 2 games, drop the last 2. I'm going to move Taylor Ward down to the 5 hole. I just don't want him hitting 4th. I don't want him in the cleanup spot. He's not producing enough with 282. 279 on base percentage, negative 0.8 WAR. He is providing power with 18 home runs, but not really enough power. Definitely having a disappointing year, and there aren't that many guys in the team, I would say, are having a disappointing year. The offense has been the positive. We take 2 of 3 from the Royals after losing 2 of 3 to Cleveland. So some divisional series here. Then we go to Fenway, and then we've got Cleveland, the Angels, Detroit, and Toronto to end the month at Detroit, at Toronto. Another realistic road trip. Those 2 cities are very close to one another. But we're staying close to 500, respectably close to 500. We're not dropping into sort of embarrassing territory. Now it looks like, well, we're 1 loss away from being 10 games under. Right, you see, right as I say that, we're 10 games under. We've got 4 games against Cleveland, who are a better team than we are. Oh, we managed to stay 10 games under with a win there. And then fall back down again, losing in 10 innings. The bullpen has really been an issue this year. Yenier Cano, who we brought in, and he's on arbitration, so we might get him for another year, but he's having a good season for us so far. 40 innings, 2.66 ERA. Reed Garrett has been atrocious since we brought him in. Anthony Bender is really struggling. Braden Fisher. I mean, it's better production than what Felix Batista offered, but not by much. And Zebby Matthews has struggled yet again, and us bringing him back up to the major league. So that's really the first starter we've had this year to have a first young starter we've had this year to have significant struggles. Patrick Sandoval has been very impressive. Watch him get blown up right as I say that. Yep, 7-2 loss. Perfect. Jock Peterson coming off the IL. And I'll tell you what, I'd really rather have Matt Wallner's having a much better year than Taylor Ward. And he's a lefty. So I'd just rather have him in that DH spot. But I gave the game the choice and it didn't do it, so that's interesting. Parker Meadows hasn't been particularly good, so we're just going to send him down to AAA if he can go. He can. Nice. Stalls options. And Jock Peterson will come off the IL. That not to the FCL Twins. No, to the Minnesota Twins. There you go. Perfect. And let's keep moving forward to roster expansion. I wonder who we're going to call up. Honestly, I've been kind of thinking about Ozzy Albies. And imagine we have better prospects, but like, why not Ozzy Albies? Lose 2 of 3 to Detroit. Now we've got 3 in Toronto. We're still 10 games ahead of the last place Chicago White Sox in the division, but we should get a pretty good draft pick. Taylor Ward does still lead the team in home runs with 25. But Vinny Pasquantino has a much more respectable stat line. I'm going to force Nixon Garcia to center field. I don't really want Kyron Paris starting with all that, just the ability in the corner outfield. I don't want Nixon Garcia clogging up a corner outfield position. I'd rather have, there we go, Jock Peterson. Give me Jock Peterson. Give me Matt Wallner. Give me Taylor Ward. Just anybody but Kyron Paris starting. Kyron Paris is a bench player and a good one at that. 14-7 win over Toronto. That's something. Walker Jenkins 3 for 4. Garcia 2 for 4. Hits from Ward, Pasquantino, Grandal. They all had RBI as well. Lots of production, obviously. 13 RBI altogether. Struck out 11 times and only walked 3. But hey, we won the game. And so many RBI. Look at Brooks Lee, 273 with 12 home runs and 68 RBI. Like, we can hit Nixon Garcia third. That's fine. Brooks Lee doesn't have to hit third, but like, can he spend some time at the top of the lineup? Him and Luke Keeschel. I mean, it's great bottom of the order production. It's really great. It's a really deep lineup. Taylor Ward pretty much seems like the only hole, and Wayne Masters is just insisting on putting him in the 4 hole in the cleanup spot. I don't get why. But we have 2 players we can expand. And I mean, Abimelec Ortiz has a lot of power, and he's hit 41 home runs in AAA. You know, it's hard for me to call up anybody else. I'm going to send Riley Quick back down to AAA. Sorry, AA. I don't want to ruin his development. Is there a AA pitcher we can call up? Here, Luinder Avila looks pretty good. Come with the AAA. What pitcher are we going to call up from AAA? Andy Rodriguez has a good arm, but he's getting lit up down there. You know what? Jaron Watts-Brown is also a leader. He's having a rough time in AAA, but I feel like he actually does have an arm that's borderline Major League ready with those 3 pitches. He's a starter. He can eat innings out of the bullpen. If he puts up a 5 ERA, that's not going to really even lower my impression of him. Kind of a low-risk call-up. So we'll do that. And then Abimelec Ortiz is going to get rewarded for this tremendous season. I mean, Jet Williams. Jet Williams is somebody that I kind of wanted to give a look. He's also a leader. But I don't know. I think he has a future as a backup infielder for us anyway. And he'll get a look in spring training next year no matter what. Ortiz deserves to just be rewarded for the season he's had, so let's do it. And we're 14 games under 500. We got the rest of the season to worry about, so let's get to simulating. We dropped 3 of 4 to Detroit, dropped the first game to Kansas City. So, again, improving that draft pick. 14 games under 500, and we're guaranteed to not lose 100 games, guaranteed to have a better record than last season. At the very least, we're going on a losing streak. I'd assume that Seattle is a pretty good team. Let's do this Dodgers series. We beat the Dodgers somehow. We won the series against the Dodgers and then lose the last game 11-1. Big shock. But I'm impressed that we even managed to win one game. Cam Schlittler victimized by the Dodgers. See, I thought Jaron Watts-Brown has a 12 ERA. I was going to look at that after. Because I was like, okay, if we're doing this bad, I feel like Jordan Watts-Brown probably isn't having a good time. And neither is Jose Leclerc. Neither is Reed Garrett. None of the new pitchers that we signed and gave a shot to have done well at all. Zebby Matthews, listen, 5.44. I will forever be coping on Zebby Matthews. The Zebby Matthews cope will continue. Get used to it. But Jordan Watts-Brown is done. 12 ERA already. You're done. I'm just like, we'll find somebody else in the minor league system to give a shot. Jose Leclerc, same thing, 6.75 ERA. I'm just not. You know what? Yeah, let's just put him on waivers. He's a free agent after this year anyway. There's definitely another pitcher we can give a shot. Yanier Cano, 2.68, like we said, not too bad. Reed Garrett. We're probably not even going to offer him arbitration after this performance. You know what? It's September 20th. Let's just keep him out there for a few more games. He's probably getting waived and DFA'd though, unfortunately. You know what? Dylan Ray has literally become a bust. He was a pretty good prospect just a few short months ago. He had some better attributes here. I'm going to try to give him one last chance here in the major leagues and see if the bump up to major league competition can bring back some of his attributes, because he's still a 2.5 star and he's got okay velo. The guys we're bringing up are getting lit up anyway. What better time to take a chance on a guy like that? And you know what? Let's give a call up to Adam Macko. Adam Macko, Rule 5 pick, I think, from a couple years ago. No, it says we got him in a trade from Toronto. Either way, he's kind of gotten forgot about down here, but I liked his pitch repertoire when we got him. Unfortunately, that circle change is probably going to get hit over the fence if he throws it, but you know what? We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And that's all the room we have for promotions. Let's get to the end of the season, see if we can avoid a 90-loss campaign. As we beat the Red Sox at home 2 out of 3. We beat the Dodgers and the Red Sox 2 out of 3 at home in a row. I mean, we have a good offense. Offense can win you a game anytime you go out there. If you got a good offense, you can win. And that's definitely what stopped us from being the worst team in the league, or just a bottom feeder in general. I mean, we are kind of a bottom feeder. We're down here in the standings, but we're not it hasn't been brutal. It's definitely been a respectable offensive effort from the boys this season, but we're dropping a series to Chicago right now, the last place White Sox. There, we managed to get the last game over the line. Macko doing an okay job in the few innings he's had. Dylan Ray has been given one start. That's cool. Kumar Rocker has been moved to the bullpen. He's had a pretty rough year. Let's waive and DFA Reed Garrett so that we can bring Connor Prelip off the IL, because I don't think he's gotten a shot this year. Yeah, he got a 10 ERA and 11 innings, so not great, but whatever. I think he's still under 30. Let's give him a shot. He's a lefty too, right? Prelip? Yeah, he is. Okay. Let's give him a shot. He's got 11 Ks per 9 as well. Do it. Our clerk refuses to be demoted, so we're just going to release him. And then a 7-3 win as we win 2 out of 3 over the Texas Rangers. So our offense, again, continuing to keep our head above water. And our former pitcher, Joe Ryan, signs a 2-year, looks like 2-year, no, 2-year, $24 million. So pretty cheap extension there for a good starting pitcher by the New York Mets. Wow. I don't know if he would have signed that kind of a contract with us. I think he really, realistically, he's only signing that kind of contract with the Mets because they are the team they are. They're a contender. He's taking a pay cut in order to win. I don't think we would have been able to get Joe Ryan on that cheap of a deal. And I'm not even unhappy with the return we got for him. Steinmetz, Jet Williams, it's not bad. And Reed Garrett as well, who has sucked and is going down to AAA. But he can go down to AAA, so you know what? That's called organizational depth. So the season's over. Let's take some look at team stats. Batting average leader Walker Jenkins. You'd love to see it. Hopefully he has a rookie of the year case. 19 RBI, 19 home runs, 19 RBI. 19 home runs, 65 RBI, 285, 359, 441 slash line for an 800 OPS with 124 OPS plus, 2.4 wins over plays. When he got caught stealing 14 times. So I think we tried to cut down on that. I guess he just likes stealing bases. I guess he's just an aggressive base runner. It says stealing aggressiveness 50. I don't know why he got caught 14 times, but whatever. He had a great season. Still only 22 years old. Brooks Lee continued to have an excellent career with the bat. 13 home runs, 74 RBI, continues to provide production from deep in the lineup. Luke Keeschel at 263. Yes, Nixon Garcia with 21 home runs. Taylor Ward with 29 home runs. Our RBI leaders were Vinny Pasquantino, Nixon Garcia, and Taylor Ward with 79, 78, and 77, respectively. You also see Brooks Lee with 74. So really evenly spread run production. We were seventh in the American League in runs scored, eighth in batting average, fourth in on base percentage, which is great, seventh in OPS, as well as sixth in home runs, third in stolen bases, fifth in base running. We struggled a lot more on the pitching side. We were first in strikeouts, which is awesome. First in errors, so we played pretty clean defense in that way, but we didn't have good defensive efficiency or a good zone rating. Our bullpen was the worst in the American League. We did okay in terms of FIP, a little better than you might expect in terms of pitcher WAR, but that's probably just because of the strikeouts. We clearly give up too much goddamn hard contact and just kind of get hit around sometimes. Patrick Sandoval loses 14 games. Will Warren goes 11-8 with a 4.53 apples and oranges. It's funny, it's just records. Wins and losses really don't matter when judging a pitcher in baseball at all. You can't really tell much from that at all. Who was a better pitcher, Sandoval or Will Warren? They kind of are very similar guys. They're mid. They're kind of mid. That's what I mean by that. It's hard to even take a positive out of the bullpen. Louis Seal, although if he was that good, why was he not starting games? Kumar Rocker got rocked, pun intended. But the starting rotation had some really good stuff going on. I mean, Dylan Ray, that's 3 games. It's not the highlight. Patrick Sandoval obviously had a great first season for us. Cam Schlittler continues to be good. Zebby Matthews, Will Warren. It's sort of like 4 depth starters. We definitely don't have an ace. I mean, we traded away the 2 guys you could consider aces or close to it. We kind of have a rotation full of 3 starters, but you know what? It provides us a foundation to build on. We just need that superstar. We just need that real number 1. And we're going to keep looking for it, and we're going to keep trying to develop it out of this minor league system. Take a look at more leaders. Yasmani Grandal, I'm telling you, we made a mistake not trading him. He's 38 years old. He's going to want a crazy extension. 4.2 wins above replacement. But Isaac Collins, not bad either. That's somebody we have team control over. And honestly, we have a couple top prospects. We have Jet Williams can play third. Alex DeJesus we traded for, but we also have there Aiden Miller is a third baseman. He's one of the best prospects in our farm system. I don't know if he's necessarily as good of a player as Isaac Collins, but Isaac Collins, he is one of the team leaders, but he's still making, he's in his last year definitely making $750K, and I don't necessarily know if his value is ever going to get any higher, and he's on the wrong side of 30. He's a switch hitter. But I think we could get a really nice return for Isaac Collins, so it might be worth trading him this offseason depending on what we can get back for him. We also have Brooks Lee and Luke Keeschel, who both kind of belong up here at the top of the lineup, and Isaac Collins is kind of taking that spot. I wouldn't even mind moving in Aiden Miller, because also Aiden Miller is a much better defensive third baseman. He has 45 rating for Isaac Collins. Aiden Miller is a 60. So Aiden Miller would definitely be a defensive replacement and a potential eventual offensive improvement. So I don't necessarily hate trading for Isaac Collins, but sorry to get out ahead into off-season moves before. That's going to be next episode. Isaac Collins, our leader in OBP, 383, but we also have Walker Jenkins and Luke Keeschel, tremendous with 359 and 355. Again, that's a strong suit of our offense, 4th in on-base percentage in the AL. OPS plus slugging leader was Walker Jenkins with an 800 on OPS, which I was very impressed by. Clearly can hit the ball in the gap, can hit doubles. And this is a big problem. The bullpen, obviously, our leader in saves is Braden Fisher at a 4.7 ERA. Patrick Sandoval leads in FIP at 3.98. Let's go and give a more full, detailed look at the batting stats. We'll sort by batting average. Abimelec Ortiz continues to just rake. He hit 313 in AAA and 321 in the major leagues. It's going to kind of be hard for me to keep him off the major league roster. Honestly, he's kind of given me reason to trade Taylor Ward. Taylor Ward was very, honestly, unproductive, and I'd kind of like to see Abimelec Ortiz in that role. So that's another guy we might trade this offseason, Taylor Ward, because it's just frustrating to see him with this low batting average in the middle of the lineup for the whole season, that 286 on base percentage, that under 300 on base percentage that I was constantly bringing up. And we did steal a lot of bases. Keishel got caught too much. Jenkins got caught too much. But Isaac Collins stole 22. I'm saying his value, it's never going to get higher. I don't know if he's really that good of a player. He had a phenomenal season. Yes, Nixon Garcia 22-5. Matt Wallner 15-1. Very impressed. Matt Wallner had a great season, man. They really should have put Matt Wallner in. We might have been a much better team, closer to 500 team, if we would have just put Matt Wallner in that cleanup spot all year. Although a lot of that is probably just him sort of being a specialist against righties. You can see he still led the team in strikeouts. No, never mind. That's just Nixon Garcia at one. Taylor Ward led the team in strikeouts. I didn't see that. 187. But Wallner had 126 in 436 plate appearances. I'm not really sure how bad that is. It's definitely not a great strikeout rate, but he had a good year. 232, 340, 434, 774 OPS, 117 OPS plus. You really can't hate the effort. It makes me wish that he would have gotten starting minutes, but that probably would have meant him going up against lefties more and struggling. Austin Wells had a tough year. We may have to ask questions about the backup catcher spot, but I have a soft spot for Austin Wells. Of course, he's a Yankee fan. I kind of want him to. I kind of maybe even want to give him another shot at starter. I know that's a weird thing to say, but because I don't expect it to go well. But I sort of thought of him and Yasmani Grandal as being a bit of a platoon, and that didn't end up happening. Grandal played way too well. But I think when we look for another catcher this offseason, it'll be another case of giving Wells some competition, more so than trying to find, a future permanent solution at the position. I think that's the case for a high-ranking prospect. When we come back in the next episode, we're going to do the offseason. I'm really excited for this offseason. And we'll definitely start that episode off with playoff coverage. That's going to be an action-packed one. Come back for that. And like and subscribe for more baseball content, more O.O.T.P playthroughs. Peace out.